Hello, I am Vincent from Free English Lessons. Gerunds and present participles are very similar and are often confused with one another. Learn the difference between them in this video. You'll also learn the difference between gerunds and infinitives. Gerund and present participle. The ing form of the verb may be a present participle or a gerund. The form is identical, the difference is in the function, or the job the word does in the sentence. A. The present participle. Present participle of most verbs has the form base plus ing and is used in the following ways. 1. As part of the continuous form of a verb. Examples: I'm resting. She was crying. They have been listening. He has been smiling. 2. After verbs of movement/position in the pattern, verb plus present participle. Example: he went skiing. It lay looking up at the ceiling. He came walking towards me. This construction is particularly useful with the verb to go, as in these common expressions: to go shopping, to go skiing, to go fishing, to go walking, to go running. 3. After verbs of perception in the pattern, verb plus object plus present participle. Examples: I heard someone speaking. She saw his friend running along the road. Can you smell something burning? We saw her dancing. Note, there's a difference in meaning when such a sentence contains a zero infinitive rather than a participle. The infinitive refers to a complete action, or part of an action. Compare. I heard Francisca singing, equals she had started before I heard her, and probably went on afterwards. I heard Francisca sing, equals I heard her complete performance. 4. As an adjective. Examples: amazing, worrying, exciting, boring. It was an amazing movie. It is a bit worrying when the guards stop you. Dark billowing clouds often precede a heavy storm. Racing cars can move very fast. She was trapped inside the burning building. Many of her paintings depict the rising sun. 5. With the verb spend and waste, in the pattern, verb plus time/money expression plus present participle. Examples: I spend 3 hours a day traveling to work. Don't waste time playing phone games. We've spent the whole time shopping. 6. With the verbs catch and find, in the pattern, verb plus object plus present participle with catch, the participle always refer to an action which causes annoyance or anger. Examples: if I catch you stealing my oranges again, there will be trouble. Don't let her catch you reading his messages. This is not the case with find, which is unemotional. Examples: she found some money lying on the couch. They found their father sitting in the garden. 7. To replace a sentence or part of a sentence. When two actions occur at the same time, and are done by the same person or thing, we can use a present participle to describe one of them. Examples: she went out into the snow. She laughed as she went. Equals she went out laughing into the snow. She whistled to herself. She walked down the road. Equals whistling to herself, she walked down the road. When one action follows very quickly after another done by the same person or thing, we can express the first action with a present participle: she put on her jacket and left the house. Putting on her jacket, she left the house. He dropped the knife and put his hands in the air. Dropping the knife, he put his hands in the air. The present participle can be used instead of a phrase starting as, since, because, and it explains the cause of reason for an action. Examples: feeling hungry, she went into the kitchen and opened the microwave. Because he felt hungry. Being broke, she didn't spend much on clothes. Knowing that her mother-in-law was coming, she cleaned the flat. B. The gerund. Gerund looks exactly the same as a present participle, and for this reason it's now common to call both forms the ing form. However, it's useful to understand the difference between the two. The gerund always has the same function as a noun, although it looks like a verb, so it can be used: 1. As the subject of the sentence. Examples: eating bats is wrong. Hunting lions is dangerous. Flying makes him nervous. 2. As the complement of the verb to be. Examples: one of my duties is attending meetings. The hardest thing about learning grammar is understanding the gerund. One of her life's pleasures is having breakfast in bed. 3. After certain verbs, e.g. like, hate, admit, imagine. 4. After prepositions. The gerund must be used when a verb comes after a preposition. Examples: can you sneeze without opening your eyes? She's good at cooking. She's keen on windsurfing. They avoided her by walking on the opposite side of the road. We arrived in Mozambique after driving all day. My sister decided against postponing his trip to South Africa. This is also true of certain expressions ending in a preposition, e.g., in spite of, there's no point in. There's no point in crying. In spite of missing the bus, we arrived on time. 5. After a number of phrasal verbs which are composed of a verb plus preposition/adverb. Example: to look forward to give up, to be for/against, to take to put off, to keep on. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Written at the end of the letter. When are you going to give up drinking? He always puts off going to the dentist. She kept on asking for food. Note: there are some phrasal verbs and other expressions that include the word to as a preposition, not as part of a to-infinitive, to look forward to take to be accustomed to be used to. It's important to recognize that to is a preposition in these cases, as it must be followed by a gerund. We're looking forward to meeting/seeing you. We are used to waiting for trains. He didn't really take to studying French. It's possible to check whether to is a preposition or part of a to-infinitive. If you can put a noun or the pronoun it after it, then it's a preposition and must be followed by a gerund. Examples: we are accustomed to it, the cold. We are accustomed to being cold. 6. In compound nouns. Examples: a driving lesson, a swimming pool. It's clear that the meaning is that of a noun, not of a continuous verb. Example: the pool is not swimming, it's a pool for swimming in. 7. After the expressions, can't help, can't spend, can't stand, it's no use/good, and the adjective worth. Examples: he couldn't help falling in love with her. She can't stand being stuck in traffic jams. It's no use/good trying to enter. It might be worth calling the station to check the time of the bus. C. Verbs followed by the gerund. The gerund is used after a certain verbs. Example: miss, I miss living in Germany. The most important of those verbs are shown below. Those marked asterisk can also be followed by a that clause. Acknowledge, admit, anticipate, avoid, celebrate, consider, contemplate, defer, delay, deny, detest, dislike, dread, enjoy, entail, escape, excuse, fancy, equals imagine, finish, forgive, imagine, involve, keep, loathe, mean, equals have as result, mention, mind, miss, pardon, postpone, prevent, propose, recall, recollect, remember, report, resent, resist, risk, save, equals prevent the wasted effort, stop, suggest, understand. Examples: he admitted, verb, breaking, gerund, the door. He admitted, verb, that clause, he had broken the door. Notes: appreciate is followed by a possessive adjective and the gerund when the gerund doesn't refer to the subject. Compare. She appreciate having some time off work, she's having the time. She appreciate you're giving her some time off work, you're giving her the time. Excuse, forgive, pardon, can be followed by an object and the gerund or for plus object and the gerund, both common in spoken English, or a possessive adjective plus gerund, more formal and less likely to be said. Examples: excuse me interrupting. Excuse me for interrupting. Excuse my interrupting. Suggest can be used in a number of ways, but be careful, it's important not to confuse these patterns, suggest/suggested, plus possessive adjective, plus gerund. Examples: she suggests going to Canada. She suggested going to Canada. She suggested/suggests my going to Canada. Suggest/suggested plus that clause, where both that and should may be omitted. She suggests that I should go to Nairobi. She suggested that I should go to Nairobi. She suggested/suggests I should go to Nairobi. She suggested/suggests I go to Nairobi. She suggested I went to Nairobi. Suggest/suggested plus question word plus infinitive. Example, she suggests where to go. Propose is followed by the gerund when it means suggest. Example, John proposed going to the debate. But by the infinitive when it means intend. Example, the government proposes bringing in new laws. Stop can be followed by a gerund or infinitive, but there's a change of meaning. Dread is followed by the infinitive when used with think, in the expression, I dread to think. Example, I dread to think what she'll do next. Prevent is followed either by a possessive adjective plus gerund. Example, you can't prevent my leaving. Or by an object plus from plus gerund, you can't prevent me from leaving. Examples, normally, a boy wouldn't think of marrying a woman he didn't love. Most men don't like receiving bad news. I can't risk getting wet, I haven't got any dry clothes. If you sign that contract it will mean getting home late every night. I can't imagine living in that big mansion. If you buy some petrol now, it'll save you stopping on the way to Dar es Salaam. He couldn't resist eating the pineapple he found in the fridge. They decided to postpone painting the church until the weather improved. D. Gerund or infinitive. The two groups of verbs below can be followed either by the gerund or by the infinitive. Usually this has no effect on the meaning, but with some verbs there's a clear difference in meaning. Verbs marked asterisk can also be followed by a that clause. 1. Verbs where there is little or no difference in meaning. Allow, attempt, begin, bother, cease, continue, deserve, fear, hate, intend, like, love, neglect, omit, permit, prefer, recommend, start. Example, to prefer. I prefer to live in a bungalow. I prefer living in a bungalow. Notes. Allow is used in these two patterns. 1. Allow plus object plus to, infinitive, his parents allowed her to go to the cinema. 2. Allow plus gerund, his parents don't allow smoking in the room. Deserve plus gerund is not very common, but is mainly used with passive constructions or where there is a passive meaning. Examples, his proposals deserve being considered in detail. His ideas deserve discussing. Equals to be discussed. The verbs hate, love, like, prefer are usually followed by a gerund when the meaning is general, and by a to infinitive when they refer to particular time or situation. You must always use the to infinitive with the expressions, would love to, would hate to, etc. Compare. I hate to tell you, but Auntie Jemima is coming this weekend. I hate looking after drunk relatives. I hate singing. I would love to sing with you. 2. Verbs where there's clear difference in meaning. Verbs marked with an asterisk can also be followed by a that clause. Come, forget, go on, mean, regret, remember, stop, try. Come. Come plus gerund is like other verbs of movement followed by the gerund, and means that the subject is doing something as they move. He came running across the field. Come plus to infinitive means that something happens or develops, perhaps outside the subject's control. Examples, at first I thought she was crazy, but I have come to appreciate her sense of humor. How did she come to be outside the wrong house? That word has come to mean something quite different. Forget, regret and remember. When these verbs are followed by a gerund, the gerund refers to an action that happened earlier. I remember locking the room. Equals I remember now, I locked the room earlier. She regretted speaking so rudely. Equals she regretted at some time in the past, she had spoken rudely at some earlier time in the past. Forget is frequently used with never in the simple future form. I'll never forget meeting my teacher for the first time. When these verbs are followed by a to infinitive, the infinitive refers to an action happening at the same time, or later. I remembered to lock the room. Equals I thought about it, then I did it. Don't forget to buy some oranges. Equals please think about it and then do it. We regret to announce the late arrival of the octo from Kibra. Equals we feel sorry before we tell you this bad news. Go on plus gerund means to continue with an action. She went on speaking for 4 hours. I can't go on staying like this, I'm exhausted. Go on plus to infinitive means to do the next action, which is often the next stage in a process. After introducing his proposal, he went on to explain the benefits for the company. TJ worked in local government for 5 years, then went to become a member of parliament. Mean plus gerund expresses what the result of an action will be, or what will be necessary. If you take that job in Lagos, it will mean traveling for 3 hours every day. We could take this bus to Egypt, but that will mean spending a night in a hotel. Mean plus to infinitive expresses an intention or plan. Did you mean to call this number? I mean to finish this job by the end of the month. Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Stop plus gerund means to finish an action in progress. I stopped working for her because the wages were so low. Stop mocking me. Stop plus to infinitive means to interrupt an activity in order to do something else, so the infinitive is used to express a purpose. I stopped to have breakfast. Equals I was working, or traveling, and I interrupted what I was doing in order to eat breakfast. It's difficult to concentrate on what you're doing if you have to stop to answer the phone every 10 minutes. Try plus gerund means to experiment with an action, that might be a solution. If you have problems sleeping, you could try doing some exercise before you go to bed, or you could try drinking some warm water. I can't get in touch with John. Have you tried calling him? Try plus to infinitive means to make an effort to do something. It may be something very difficult or even impossible. The doctors tried to save her life, but he died on the operating table. We'll try to call at 8 o'clock, but it might be hard to find a public telephone. Neighbors have to try to live together in harmony. Thank you for listening.